So as always, timestamps should be in the description below, or just available in case you want to skip forward, but not really much else to look at here, because I don't think I'll do this for too long, adding every entry. I'll probably do it, but not as a video every time, or maybe I will, it'll see. But yeah, if you didn't see the unlisted part, man, again, this win rate is what I expected. I did not do the best in training, and I'll see what I can do. I'm already training for Gemini Cup, yes, so we're just filling in the rest of the entries and doing cleaning up Taurus Cup right now. But otherwise, not really much else to look at. The stats are to be expected, but you'll probably see them here and there. Otherwise, just go see day one where I go over it myself. But otherwise, I'm already going into Group A finals anyway. Now, whether I'll win is a completely different story. But as we're sitting here, might as well just go through what I'm going through for training while races are not going on. While the race is going on, I will still analyze things here and there, but again, if I'm doing it, it's for no other reason than myself, so I can continue retaining knowledge, because at this point, well, yes, also just keeping knowledge in mind as we probably see 2, 3 debuffers. Did I see 3 debuffers in total? I guess we're gonna find out. So, but for no other reason than just to be curious about what people's builds are. This time, however, I will look for look at the page 3 of the special issue immediately. But yeah, did I not see? Am I going crazy? I might be going crazy. For some reason I thought there were 3 debuffers, but anywho, this should be it. Just want to see really quickly. Yeah, that's gonna hurt me. That's gonna hurt a lot. It's gonna hurt. I'm going to die. But otherwise, yeah, just checking this other Grass Wonder, and I think there is another ace. But I'm not going to do this for too long. Probably in the next 2 races, and after that, I'll just quickly overview and finish off these races. Again, at this point, anyone watching this video is likely someone who knows. Otherwise, I will say things in case for people who don't know. And really quickly, just to mention, 1200 speed, medium S aptitude, 1 to 2 acceleration skills, preferably 2, and enough stamina to survive. And then you have the baseline for beating about 50% of the trainers you'll likely run into. Now, as for the Gemini Cup, as we wait for the timestamp here, yeah, as for the Gemini Cup, I would if you told me to predict something and say, hey Jordan, predict something right now, it would be something along the lines of, yeah, we're gonna see a lot more trainers being better, either because more casual trainers will drop off and stop playing Musume, or a lot more trainers will finally realized and kept it in mind that, yeah, when veteran trainers tell you to do something from like dozens of different sources, you should probably do it. And I'll leave that up in the air what I mean by trainers, but really just trainers who know what they're talking about, because for some reason there's a lot of skepticism and also misunderstandings here and there. A big part of that is that if you don't already know, Musume is kind of a solved game depending on the timeline, where we are on the timeline. What I mean by that, for those who don't know, is that we're following the same scheduling in terms of events, races, meta, so on and so forth, as the previous servers. Japanese, Korean, and Taiwanese. I'm going crazy. Forgive me if I get the server names wrong. But anywho, as we enter the final leg here, which I probably have now, well, I think I still call it Final Spurt, because it is like, word-wise, it's the Final Spurt, but if I'm getting it wrong, someone let me know. But otherwise, I wasn't paying attention to this race too much. I do foresee myself losing because I'm getting debuffed left, right. Simply Rudolph and Ogre Cap are getting debuffed left, right, and center, and Simply Rudolph does not simply have the stamina that I would wanted her to grab. So, if nothing else, maybe Gold Chip pulls it forward, but otherwise, I foresee myself. If I had to put my chips down, I'd say I lose here. So, as we get Dominator twice, and this Die with Scarlet is probably going to pass us, and Gold Chip things being Gold Chip. So, we'll see what happens. My Gold Chip could also just peter out. I saw Gold Chip procking Go Home Specialist, but we'll see. Again, I tried my best to take care and train my Gold Chip to the best of my ability, as opposed to just, just slapping in a Gold Chip and saying, hey, I got this. Even though that's technically what you're doing anyway, but are we going to run out of stamina? No, we didn't, actually. Well, again, I only saw myself procking Go Home Specialist, so I don't know for sure. And then, yeah, I think the only other thing I'll do for this video is look at the placements. So, yeah, just the top 5 just to see where everyone's at, and off we go. But that being said, it's not like I didn't try. It's just that I know I was being inefficient here and there. Again, to repeat, because might as well go over it, I didn't take Let's Pump Some Iron because I was betting against myself in not being in a position to use Let's Pump Some Iron, knowing that there were going to be a lot of gold chips. Now, there were actually less than I'm actually seeing, but it's still a lot of gold chips. I mean, let's not lie that there are gold chips left, right, and center. 3.5 out of 5 races, you'll see a gold chip. So, shrug. And yeah, kind of staying in line, including my own gold chip, obviously. But as we see, an Ogre cap, 2 Ogre caps really, and then a Daiwa Scarlet because people are also trainers who weren't in the know now are in the know that Daiwa Scarlet's a pretty good Uma Musume. But as we sit here, no acceleration. 1 acceleration, which is more than good enough, and then there's Lone Wolf Outer Post, but I have a Lone Wolf, and then things. Also, I was being... Ooh, that stamina. I was being quite... What am I saying? Optimistic? I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, moving on. I really should run a debuffer, but I'm also trying to... it doesn't help that I'm trying to catch all in certain cases where I know, obviously, there will be more than a few trainers... There'll be more than a few trainers who are prepared for pretty much the average that people are going to do, and I think the best thing, because it's important to talk about now as we move into the Gemini Cup and people are already training for the Gemini Cup. If you are not training for the Gemini Cup, please start training for the Gemini Cup Champions Meeting. It's 3 to 4 weeks if the scheduling is right, but I don't remember because I'd have to actually look at the other sources I am still looking at. In fact, I have them pulled up on screen now, but I don't want to look away for the moment, so... Yeah, I think after the second or after this race or the third race, I'll switch the orientation for the races to horizontal. But otherwise, we're gonna sit here and see what happens. So that being said, oh boy, I was thinking about cycling Machikane Fukuki Karu and Agnes Tachyon, but then I'd have to throw resources into 3-starring them. You can't just leave them at 2-star. But yeah, I guess. If nothing else, I'll probably look at fielding Super Creek for Gemini Cup. Again, not many people are going to watch this, so I feel fine just kind of talking about my strategy. And even then, I mean, if you're trying to counter specific trainers specifically, unless you're planning to snipe them, for whatever reason, then, I mean, sure, you can do that, but you might just outgame it yourself. So you might as well just make a build or make a set of Uma Musume that are, because there is some synergy. You might as well make a set of Uma Musume that are going to work well together as we get into the final leg here. So, shooting for victory, Redshift, Pain. My gold chip is actually in 8th place, so here's where Pump Some Iron would have been helpful. But if we can pop Redshift here, that would be great as well as we pull forward. Question mark, pull forward? Are we getting blocked? Looks like it, kind of. Did our Ogre... I think our Ogre cap also fell behind, yeah, so... Simply Rough or Gold Ship game, hoping for the best, but it doesn't look great, so... but yeah, we'll take it if we take it. If we don't take it, sadness happens, but otherwise, we'll just live with this. Again, I'm already going to Group A Final, so these races are, well, also for the rewards, but also for vanity. If you have not been doing all 4 entries every day, please, for the love of Uma Musume, do all 4 entries. You are likely going to get your resources back, and if you don't, you're still getting goodies on top. The 30 carats you spend are worth the gold and support points that you get, if nothing else. So, I mean, as opposed to anywhere else that you might be seeing them. And if you've been doing time trials, I know some trainers do not do time trials, or not team trials, sorry. I know some trainers don't do team trials, they just do their like 5 or 10 per week just to make sure they place somewhere, and retain or promote, but if you've been doing that, you're picking up pretty much the 30 carats you'd be using, or the 120 really, or 90 carats? Yeah, no, 120 carats you'll be using for the 4th entries, but again, I feel that it's to your benefit to do it. Again, a big reason why I'm doing all of my entries is just to look at the record and look at my nice and shiny record, but otherwise, as we take a quick look here, just to go through it, 1 acceleration, blah, and then off we go. Even just Pump Some Iron on Gold Chip is enough, but again, to say at least one more time this video, the reason I didn't take Pump Some Iron on Gold Chip specifically, and I didn't train for that, is because I didn't believe that I would proc it. Even though by this time, after like the 40-60 plus races I've been in, yeah, I have hit 6th place, so it would have helped. In fact, the last race probably was Pump Some Iron. There are also other variables. Again, I know the... I know, which probably Future Jordan should put. I should probably make a note just to remember. But, yeah, Uma Musume is a blank game. That meme is very popular now, that global servers come out, and it may kind of make sense. Actually, funny enough, wanted to make a video kind of explaining to both the Japanese audience, but also kind of transferring in between English and Japanese audience why certain sayings in Uma Musume have become popular. Again, I try to fill in places where people are not mentioning things here and there, just to at least mention it myself. I know I've gotten things wrong before. I mean, just look at the most popular videos on my channel and you'll see how much misinformation that I've accidentally said. Again, I don't do it maliciously, and I try to do things in good faith. It's just that I get things wrong, so shrug. But otherwise, yeah, in my opinion, kind of rewinding back to what I wanted to say, Uma Musume is a game of small variables. So small variables working together game. That's a mouthful to say, but again, I do believe Uma Musume is a lot of small variables working in tandem to produce a result. Now, obviously, there are important things to do. For example, we went through the 1200 speed being one part, medium, distance aptitude being S at another part, having acceleration skills at this point in global server being very important as we pass the Zelkova. Is that a Zelkova tree? I can't remember. But hopefully Simply Rudolph survives because she did proc both acceleration points, which is great. Unfortunately, unless our gold ship pulls forward and also procs her own, which again, Pump Some Iron would have helped. But Redshift, if nothing else, helps as well on top of Simply Rudolph's special. And did we dodge every debuff? We just did we happen to dodge every debuff? That would be nice. I also probably did not take a good look, but unless we run out of stamina here, we should be winning. Do we ever continue hitting our max speed? I think we are hitting our max speed, right? Maybe not because we did not proc our acceleration quickly enough, but hey, also I might forget to look at things here and there. I apologize in advance if that happens, but otherwise, out of curiosity, how much stamina? Or stamina, and if you did, no acceleration. If this gold chip had acceleration, I'm fairly certain if I had to put my chips down, I'd say I lost. That being said, the others, my other team, the other teammates, Simile Rolf and Oguri Cap, also did not put in a lot of work, but shrug. But yes, by this time I am pretty much entering these entries for the rewards, which are important. The goddess statues are probably the most important to me, but right after that, directly after that, are the Monies and the support points, because I have, if you didn't see my train or the previous Legend Race for Vodka video, in there I talk about what I'm kind of doing for training, particularly for the Gemini Cup. And so the most important part to mention is, yes, I did level up my Rare McQueen just to get a bit more stats. And it kind of helped out because I'm barely hitting my 600s to try and look for, fish for 3-star Blue Star. Yeah, 3-star Blue Star Sparks. So, no acceleration, but if bad things happen to my Musume, namely they don't proc skills, I will lose as well. That being said, if I had to reflect on my training, I would probably not have done too much differently. Would have been nice to have an extra 100-200 stamina, sure, but having our wits be too low, I probably wouldn't have wanted that. Alternatively, could have also put in more guts, but at that point it would be kind of a resource problem, specifically not just inheritances, but really support cards. If you didn't see the support cards I was using, they were not great. More importantly, would have been to have had a max limit broken, max uncapped Super Creek support card. Those extra clicks and the extra initial friendship gauge helps out immensely, as it turns out. But you still need to get lucky. I specifically used Sweet Tosho just to try and proc Charming earlier because I was trying to just hit the stat minimum requirements. Again, the way I train my Uma Musume as a free-to-play, complete free-to-play, have not spent any money on Uma Musume. The only time I would is if something that has no effect on gameplay comes out, like a skin. Heck, you could put bunny ears on Gold Chip as a kind of decoration, and I would probably buy it. Not more than like $5, but USD, but you understand the point. But, yeah, I have to be kind of frugal, even though, yes, I did use up resources experimenting here and there. So as we sit here, I wasn't watching any of the skill procs, by the way, so I don't know who has stamina and who doesn't. But what I can still look out for as we enter the final leg in a hot moment is to see who procs their acceleration skills. I know the special week doesn't have any, so as long as someone who procs their acceleration skills on my team survives stamina-wise, I think we win. Although I wasn't looking at this Maruzensky either. I didn't look at the Maruzensky, so I don't know if this Maruzensky had stuff. It would have shown up, though, I think. And I think it will have shown up here. The question after that would have been how much thingies, how much speed that, or what the target speed of this Maruzensky can reach, basically. That was not grammatically correct to say, but as my gold chip kind of just suffers for some reason, yeah, we're just hoping for the best here. The camera angle makes it look close, but basically if the person on the outer part looks like they're at the same length as someone who's running by the inner rail, the one at the outer is likely in front. So, again, thankful to have Sibylle Rudolph as an anchor. While she hasn't won a lot of races and probably won't win a lot of races overall, it's good to have her because Ogiri Cap can just get blocked. So, basically lowering a lot of RNG that can happen to my face. But, as we move on here, yeah, so trying to cover the bases for these strategies I'm using. I may or may not. I was thinking of running a quote-unquote debuffer for Gemini Cup, but again, it'll depend. We have so for this next week, essentially, I'm going to be training and seeing what looks the best because you never know. I could be just doing my medium-long URA scenario, and then suddenly I'll be like, well, maybe I can run 3 aces. For now, I'm seeing how feasible it is to either go for 3 aces or just stick to 1 debuffer. Haru Urara. It's Haru Urara. Haru Urara plus 2 aces, but I think people are gonna do some firing at Gold Ship. That being said, I also predict there's gonna be a lot of Narita Taishin. So I really should just stick to Haru Urara, but I guess we'll see. This Gold Ship looks like she's about to stomp on my face. So, yeah, medium corners on top of the bare minimum acceleration stat requirements. I feel this is going to be really, really bad for me. Oh yeah, we're gonna, yeah, if I don't put my chips down, I say I lose this one. So, I shouldn't look to lose races, but, I mean, I have to make the objective comparison. I don't have much going for me. Unless my Sibylle Rudolph survives, that's one of the only things I can hope for. But otherwise... Also, yeah, also a late Sibylle Rudolph who... I don't know if she had Dominator, but if she does, that's even worse for me. But yeah, we'll find out. I say I lose this one, though. I say I lose this race. There's not much that can happen. I didn't take a look at that rice shower. Yes, the announcer said it, and so I remember the name. But, yeah, also... yeah, I don't have much to say, just my condolences to Grass Wonder, who I don't know if she... So, if you didn't know, Grass Wonder, the real-life horse, passed early in August, or at the start of August, so if you want to tip your hat, because that's the best I can do, along with words, yeah, just a moment of silence. But otherwise, as we focus back on the race here, yeah, this looks bad. If we get hit by every single debuff and my Sibylle Rudolph does not proc her stamina cap perks, that's the only ice. Like, still, we have like a 15-20% chance at most to win this race. Part of that, 5 to 10% of that 15-ish% is if the others get blocked, because running late surgers, yeah, you can just get blocked and just sadness happens. So, shrug. But even if that happened, if my Sibylle Rudolph and Ogiri Cap run out of stamina, doesn't matter as much. It doesn't matter anyway, because someone else is going to win just by nature of running out of stamina. And it's not going to be a nice nature either. But anywho, as we stick out in front, we're literally in front of all the debuffers here. Yeah, we'll just cross my fingers, hope that we win. Not pumping some iron, so this is going to be really, really oof. But otherwise, if we survive, maybe... It's gonna be really, really iffy though. Yep, debuffed there. Ogiri Cap dropping, this gold ship coming up front, and a lot of sadness is happening. Yeah, we definitely lose this one. If not the gold ship, then the Sibylle Rudolph pulling up front here, which is not great. So again, at stat level, but I'm missing 1 acceleration skill as opposed to the competition rivals in this race. So not really much else to talk about here, just to... expected to be expected. Although I did expect the Assembly Rudolph to win. She did get second, so I mean, either way, we lost to both Musume from the one trainer. So shrug. But otherwise, still haven't run into a whale yet. And if that was a whale, I would actually be a little surprised. But yeah, it's just do your training better, past Jordan. So, but otherwise, yeah, that gold ship won her past 3-4 races, in fact. So, Assembly Rudolph being a good anchor in case something weird happens. But otherwise, we'll take our 3 wins, and yeah, would have gone to Group A as well. Now, as for who's going to appear in the finals for me, well, we'll find out. But otherwise, I should link something in the description for the other entries. And yeah, not much else to say. So, gonna show you the records here. Not really much else to go over. You know what's happening here. My win rate dropping because I expect it to drop. I expected it to be 60%, so I actually did perform worse. But that's because I realized how badly my Ume Musume were trained. Ume Musume were trained anyway. Umasume. But yeah, without further ado, not much to say here. If you have something to say, you know what to do. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you also know what to do. If you want to support me, feel free to do so. If you don't want to, that's cool too. But yes, I am filling in time for the end screen. I like adding in end screens. I think they're appropriate. Could have also just prepared an end screen of my own, but as the game takes its time to load, yeah. I'll continue training for Gemini Cup. As you can see, I'm training Ogre Cap to be grandparent for the Sparks, and also trying to pick up white skills as well. White race is also helping. But yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!